Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn lesson number 2, India's foreign policy. Refer to page number 65. What do you mean by foreign policy? All the countries are the members of the international system. No country is completely self-sufficient. There is mutual dependence in the international system. Therefore, every country has to decide the nation with which it should be friendly and in which bloc it should participate or what position it should take part in international relations. Therefore, we can define the foreign policy as the theoretical framework in which such decisions are taken is called as foreign policy. Every sovereign and independent nation decides its foreign policy. Therefore, we can say that foreign policy plays an important role in international relations. Now, let us learn what is national interest. National interest implies the means by which the independence and sovereignty of the country are safeguarded. National interest also includes efforts to achieve economic development and the steps to increase power and influence in world politics. When decisions are taken after giving a careful thought to what is beneficial and what is good for our country, we can say that we are nurturing or developing our national interest. Now, what are the factors that affects the national interest? First of all is defense. To protect our country's independence, sovereignty and integrity, it is the highest national interest. Therefore, first thing is how we can defend our country. Economic development. Next one. Economic development is regarded as a vital or important role to protect our national interest. As we know, an economically weak nation will not be able to maintain its independence. Now, national interest and foreign policy. Both are very closely connected. National interest is fostered or developed through foreign policy. National interest is considered to be the goal and foreign policy is to how to achieve this goal. Goal of the nations change with changing time. Accordingly, the foreign policy also changes according to our national interest. Now, let us learn the factors affecting the foreign policy. First one, geographical location. The geographical location, size, population, topography, coastal lines, availability of national resources, all this affects the foreign policy of our country. Next, political system. In a state like India, where we have democratic political system, the Union Parliament plays a major role in evolving foreign policy. The opposition party also they try to control the foreign policy. How? By raising the questions in the parliament. And since India is a federal system, they have to consider the concern of the constituent states as the affairs in neighboring nations also affect them. For example, you can see if any incidents occur in Sri Lanka, it has a effect on Tamil Nadu. And if any incident occurs in Bangladesh, it affects the West Bengal and the northeastern states. Third one, economy. Now, economic condition also has acquired a great importance in deciding the foreign policy. It is influenced by the need to establish economic relations with the other countries, then import, export, participation in world trade, by to strengthen our economy of the country. Therefore, country having a strong economy is less dependent upon others and can have its own independent foreign policy. Fourth one, national leadership. Much depends on a national leader who formulates the foreign policy of the country. Like we have seen, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru contributed the policy of non-alignment to India's foreign policy. And Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee contributed a great deal to improving Sino-India relations. Sino means China-India relations. Now the next one, administrative factors. Now, Ministry of External Affairs, Foreign Secretary, ambassadors in other countries and diplomatic officers are the administrative factors. they involve in formulating or making the foreign policy. Even though if the decisions are taken by the Prime Minister and the Minister of External Affairs, the administrative machinery helps them to arrive to that particular decision. What they do, they collect and analyze the information and they provide the advice to these public servants. The role of the National Security Advisor is also very important in this particular task. Now, let us learn India's foreign policy. The broad framework is being laid in the Article 51 in the Directive Principles of the State Policy of India. What are those? Let us learn about it. To promote international peace and security, to maintain just and honorable relations between nations, to foster or develop relations with the other countries by international law and treaty obligations in dealing of organized people with one another. Then to encourage settlement of international dispute by arbitration by the law. Now, the related objectives are, some more objectives of India's foreign policy are as follows. To ensure that the defense and security of India is not affected, then not to compromise on the geographical boundaries of the nation, to protect the unity and integrity of the country, then to protect the interest or welfare of the India citizens living in other countries with the help of the Indian embassies, to establish economic and commercial relations with the other countries. For what? For achieving the economic development of our country. Now let us learn India's foreign policy in the early phase. How it was. Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he shaped the India's foreign policy. How? By non-alignment movement, which we have already learned in the first chapter. He opposed colonialism through India's foreign policy. He took an internationalist position and gave priority first to global peace and security. Therefore, we can see India's foreign policy aimed at self-reliance. India decided to improve relations with the countries in Asia. But how? To increase cooperation to achieve development. Therefore, this concept of regional development, it expanded to other countries of Africa also. This is called as Afro-Asian unity, found its expression in the non-alignment movement. Peace and freedom became the fundamental principles of the non-aligned policy. Due to this non-alignment, India was able to get help from both the superpowers, that is America as well as Soviet Union. Therefore, this technology which was being provided to India's defense was being exported from Soviet Union, France and West Germany. Now, during this period, we had war between India and Pakistan. On which issue? Kashmir issue, which took place in 1947-48 and 1965. Then, as we know, in 1971, Pakistan broke apart and an independent Bangladesh was being created. Then, in the decade of 1970, India had risen as a powerful regional power in South Asia. Then, India conducted its nuclear test in 1974. South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation (SAARC) was established to increase cooperation among the South Asian countries. India initiated a dialogue to improve relations with China. India also started interaction with America for the cooperation in the field of security. Now let us learn the India's foreign policy from 1991 till date. India adopted free market economy and reduced control over economy. In the foreign policy, priority was being given first to economic, trade, education and technology. After 1991, India reduced the government controls over the economy and it adopted the free market policy because, as we know, in 1991, globalization took place. There was increase in trade with neighboring countries and India's share in the world also increased. There was increase in India's economic growth rate. Then, in the decade of 1990, our relations with the South Asian countries like Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, it became more stronger. Our trade exchange with Israel, Japan, China and European Union also increased. India also participated in the deliberation of G20 and BRICS. Now BRICS involve what? The countries involve Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Slowly relations with America also started to improve. Therefore, due to this, there was increase in mutual trust in the international community. The status of India also increased. Now, India's nuclear policy. India undertook the nuclear energy program immediately after its independence. Department of Atomic Energy and Atomic Energy Commission were established. As we know that the first chairman of the Indian Atomic Energy Commission was Dr. Homi Bhabha. Even though electricity generation was the main purpose behind the program, but it aimed in creating military capability so that India's defense would become more stronger. The generation of electricity was a main purpose of it. Therefore, India conducted its first nuclear test in 1974 and the second nuclear test was being conducted in 1998. India also developed nuclear missiles and its air force and the navy were being able to carry them. Therefore, in this way, India became a nuclear state. Now, let us know, do you know? India regards herself as a responsible nuclear power and it supports for disarmament. Disarmament means what? Not to use weapons. It should be only for peace and security in the world. However, India had refused to sign nuclear non-proliferation treaty and comprehensive test ban treaty. The condition of both these treaties are beneficial to the big nuclear powers and it puts unfair restrictions on the developing nations. Therefore, we can see that India is a now country which has nuclear weapons. India is constantly supporting efforts for disarmaments because it wants peace and security in the world. So in this way we have studied India's foreign policy. Now in this lesson what we have learned the meaning of foreign policy and its importance, national interest, then how national interest and foreign policy are closely related to each other. We have also studied the factors which are influencing the foreign policy. Namely, it is geographical factors, political system, economy, national leadership, administrative factors. Then we have learned some of the objectives of India's foreign policy as it is given in Article 51. And some other objectives also we have learned. Then we have seen how was the India's foreign policy in the early phase and India's foreign policy from 1991 and how India became a nuclear country by adopting some nuclear policies so that they could protect their country. But the main aim of India is what? To have peace and security in the world. Read this lesson 2 times and try to understand this lesson. If any doubt, kindly contact.